this was another one too, because it was not that long ago that Science was saying, look, fans, you're not going to see me fighting for podiums this year. You're not going to see me doing that. But my goal is to take Williams in the right direction. There have been times this season where we have wondered, like, what is wrong with Carlos Sainz? Like, his form has not been, I think, what we expected to. Alex Albon has outpointed him, what, by double?
More than double, yeah.
But this was sort of, it felt like a breakthrough moment for a lot of reasons, not just for Science, but for the team as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it kind of set the record straight slightly on Sainz's season at Williams, because prior to Baku, he was on 16 points and Albon was on 70. And Williams are still, and probably will be now, thanks to this podium, they're fifth in the Constructors' Championship. But you looked at their points and you're like, is Sainz contributing as much as he should be? And the
And
answer is
honestly, the answer has been no. There have been
yeah,
moments where he's made mistakes or had issues where you're like, well, that should have been
yeah.
a podium. That should have been, it shouldn't have been as hard as it was.
And the
Not
easy
double points, not double podium.
yeah, exactly. And the easy answer to that would have been, well, he's settling into Williams and it's taking time. And there is some truth to that. But actually, if you look at his performance, his just qualifying performance versus Albon, the margin is tiny. I think it's the third smallest margin in between teammates up to Baku. And so it just didn't really fit. And so I'm glad that he finally had this weekend. And, these weekends don't come around very often if you're driving in a midfield car. And that's what Sainz alluded to when he left Ferrari and saying, well, might not see the podium again for a little while. But when they do come around, you need someone who's in the zone, able to get the performance out of the car and is calm and collected. And Sainz had all of that this weekend. And I think, there's been times when one of those things has left him outside the points of various races this year, but all three were there when it mattered. And he got that podium. And I think, it is really important for him going forward, because in Albon, I think he's come up against a teammate that, a few people were wondering whether Albon would be found out going up against Sainz. And, if you just looked at the points and not at the actual lap times, then you might have thought it was the other way. But for Sainz to prove that, he's still got it and he can still get a podium when it matters, that was very important. So, I think it's a really important result for him. And just the way he was talking about it afterwards, there was that real sense of, I'm just glad I could show you guys that actually things are going pretty well.